Far beyond the familiar stars, the massive alien exploration ship Solaris drifted silently through the void, its hull gleaming under the light of distant suns. The crew inside were Valeri, a tall, reptilian species known for their sharp minds and sharp claws. They believed in one simple rule: anything not seen was just a story. Roland, a young Valeri scientist, stared at the screens in disbelief. He had been tracking a strange energy signal for weeks, and every reading confirmed the impossible. The signal was a perfect match for what the Valeri called the human frequency pattern, a legend they thought existed only in stories told by old explorers. The Council had warned that humans were primitive monsters, cruel and dangerous, their existence a fairy tale for children. But the signal was real, pulsing from deep space, and it led to a hidden star system. Roland's excitement was mixed with fear. He knew the Council would send the ship to investigate, but he could not shake the feeling that something deadly waited. As the Solaris approached the hidden system, the stars around it seemed to bend strangely. A small blue planet appeared on the screens, covered in swirling clouds and oceans. It was Earth, a world the Valeri thought only existed in myth. Its cloaking field shimmered faintly, hiding the planet from most detection. The energy readings showed massive structures and old battle scars, ruins of cities that had once thrived. Captain Valen, the leader of the Solaris, frowned. "This cannot be real," he said, his voice low and tense. "They told us this planet was destroyed centuries ago. How can humans still exist?" Before anyone could answer, the sensors lit up. Hundreds of warships appeared out of nowhere, jumping from hyperspace with terrifying speed. Their weapons systems glowed, and the fleet surrounded the cutting off any chance of escape. A calm, mechanical voice came over the comms. "This is Terran Defense, Fleet Command. Identify yourself." The Valeri froze, panic spreading through the crew like wildfire. Roland's claws dug into the console as he whispered, "The humans, they are real, and ready for war." The Council's stories had been true, but no one expected humans to be so strong, so advanced, so prepared. Captain Valen took a deep breath, trying to steady his fear. "We come in peace," he said, but his voice shook. The human fleet did not respond immediately. Only the hum of thousands of engines filled the space. Then, a single message appeared on the main screen, repeating again and again, "Prepare for inspection or be destroyed." Roland's mind raced. He studied the ship designs, their weapons, the shield patterns. Everything was unlike anything the Valeri had ever seen. "They have been hiding, building in secret," he said, awe in his voice. "They survived, and now they are ready for anything." The Solaris drifted closer to the planet, scanning cautiously. Every signal from Earth told a story of survival, ingenuity, and war. Humans had not only survived the attacks from ancient empires, they had rebuilt stronger than before. Their cities, though hidden, pulsed with energy. The planet was alive in a way the Valeri had never imagined. A sudden shudder ran through the Solaris as a nearby warship fired a warning shot across their path. Sparks flew across the hull, alarms screamed. The crew realized that any misstep could start a war that would engulf the galaxy. Roland looked at the captain, eyes wide. "We thought Earth was a fairy tale, but it is real, and it is dangerous." The Valeri ship drifted silently, surrounded by hundreds of human warships. The unknown planet below hid secrets older than the Valeri could imagine. The legends were true, but reality was far more terrifying than any story. The humans were here, and the game had only just begun. First contact turns hostile. The Valeri crew held their breath as the human warships circled them. Sleek and deadly under the starlight, Captain Valen raised his claws and opened the comms. "We are explorers," he said, his voice steady but tense. "We mean no harm." For a long moment, only silence answered. Then a human officer spoke, calm but firm. "All ships must identify themselves. Any false move will be destroyed." The Valeri stared at each other, realizing that this was not a mistake. Humans were ready for battle, even if they were unsure who the Valeri really were. Roland scanned the warships carefully, noticing small details that amazed him. The humans had built shields far stronger than anything the Valeri had faced. Their weapons were precise, deadly, and fully automated. "They are not primitive," he whispered. "They are more advanced than we imagined." A smaller human ship moved closer, its engines silent, and a single officer stepped forward on the communication screen. "Why have you come here?" she demanded, suspicion clear in her tone. Captain Valen explained the story of the signal, how they had detected energy patterns that matched old legends, how they believed humans were a myth, existing only in stories. The human officer's eyes narrowed. Legends are dangerous, she said, especially when you come uninvited. The Valeri did not understand the warning, but the tremor in the human fleet spoke louder than words. Suddenly, one Valeri officer accidentally activated a scanning beam too strong, hitting a nearby human scout ship. Sparks flew and alarms blared. The humans responded immediately. A warning salvo fired near the Solaris, not to destroy but to warn. Captain Valen slammed his claws onto the console. "Step back, we mean no harm," he shouted, but the humans held their line. Weapons ready and shields raised. Roland's mind raced. He realized that trust was impossible now. The humans remembered the empire that had once attacked their planet. The Valeri had no idea of the pain and fear humans carried. Every movement was a test of life and death. Every mistake could lead to a war neither side wanted. The young scientist proposed a plan. "We must show them we are not enemies, but we must act fast." Captain Valen nodded, giving the order to lower weapons and shields partially. It was a dangerous move, showing vulnerability to a species that could destroy them in seconds. A tense silence followed, broken only by the hum of engines and distant stars. The humans finally paused their attacks, scanning the Solaris carefully. Then the officer spoke again, her voice calmer but firm. "You will come to our command ship. There, we will decide your fate." The Valeri crew exchanged nervous glances, knowing that once they entered, there would be no turning back. Roland studied the human fleet with fascination and fear. They were organized, disciplined, and deadly. Every ship and pilot trained for war. As the Solaris followed orders, a strange feeling filled the ship, excitement mixed with fear. They were about to meet the humans face to face. The beings they thought were only legends, creatures from old stories, were now real, and more powerful than anyone could imagine. Outside, the blue planet glimmered under the starlight, cloaked, yet alive, hiding secrets older than the Valeri themselves. The first contact had begun, but peace was fragile, and war was only one wrong move away. The truth behind Earth's death. The Solaris approached the massive human command ship, its hull bristling with weapons and shields. The Valeri crew felt a mix of awe and fear. They had expected primitive humans, but this fleet was clearly the product of centuries of careful planning and hidden power. On the bridge, Roland studied the screens, his eyes wide. Every scan showed incredible technology, advanced energy patterns, and weapons that could destroy whole fleets in minutes. They were hiding, rebuilding, growing stronger. He whispered. The Council's stories had warned of humans' cruelty, but no one imagined their cunning and resilience. The human officer, Captain Marin, opened the comms as the Solaris came closer. "You are not our first visitors," she said calmly. "Others tried to find Earth before, and they failed. They wanted to enslave or destroy us, but we survived, and now we control our destiny." The Valeri listened carefully, realizing that Earth's death had been a lie. The planet had not fallen to enemies. It had been hidden, cloaked from the galaxy to rebuild secretly. Roland's claws trembled as he examined the evidence. Abandoned cities that glowed faintly with hidden energy, huge factories producing warships in secret, and military complexes hidden under the oceans. Captain Valen swallowed hard. "So humans faked their own destruction?" he asked, his voice low. Captain Marin nodded. "Yes, our ancestors knew the galaxy would not forgive us if they saw our weakness. We became ghosts, legends, stories whispered across stars, while we prepared to return stronger." Roland could hardly believe it. The humans had survived countless attacks and hidden their strength for centuries. Their patience, discipline, and cunning were unlike anything the Valeri had seen. "They waited for the right time," he said quietly. "They are ready for anything, even us." Suddenly, alarms blared across the sky. The sensors picked up something distant but growing fast. "Incoming fleets," shouted a Valeri officer. "Not human." The crew tensed, recognizing the signature. It was the Empire that had once tried to destroy Earth, now returning to finish the job. Captain Marin's expression hardened. "They thought we were dead," she said, "but they were wrong. Now they will pay for underestimating us." The humans prepared their fleet, warships emerging from cloaked bays, energy shields glowing brightly, every movement precise and confident. Roland looked at the human fleet in shock. "They are not just survivors, they are warriors," he said. "They will fight to the last ship, and they will win." The Valeri realized that this was more than a meeting. This was the beginning of a story where legends became reality and myths came alive. The human officer turned her gaze to the sun. "You will decide now," she said. "Join us, or leave before the war reaches you. If you stay, you must fight alongside us. If you go, you will tell the galaxy that humans are gone, and pray that it believes your story." Captain Valen hesitated. The choice was terrifying. Every option carried danger, but he also knew that retreat could mean death. The Valeri would have to trust a species they barely understood, or face the wrath of a returning empire. Roland stared at Earth below, the hidden planet glowing with life, energy, and secrets. The legends of old were true, but the reality was far more dangerous and beautiful than anyone had imagined. The humans had survived, hidden, and prepared, and now the galaxy would learn that Earth was not just a myth, but a force to be reckoned with. The Great Alliance Warther enemy fleet appeared on the horizon, massive ships stretching across the stars. Their energy shields pulsed with deadly power, and weapons aimed at Earth. The humans had prepared for this moment for centuries, their hidden warships ready to defend their home. Captain Marin commanded the fleet with calm precision. "All ships, form up, target their engines first, protect the planet at all costs." The humans moved like one mind, warships aligning perfectly, shields flickering as energy flowed through them. Every crew member knew their role, and every weapon was ready. Roland watched from the Solaris, amazed. The Valeri had never seen coordination like this. The humans were disciplined, fast, and ruthless when needed. Yet there was strategy in every move, intelligence behind every decision. "They are warriors," Roland whispered, "not just survivors, but masters of war." The Valeri joined the humans reluctantly, forming an uneasy alliance. Their ships were smaller and less powerful, but their knowledge of alien tactics added value. Captain Valen gave orders with caution, trusting Marin's plan, but still nervous about the humans' deadly efficiency. The first shots fired, beams of light cutting across the void. Explosions rocked ships as energy shields flared and failed. The Solaris dodged and weaved, learning to work with the humans. A massive enemy warship exploded near the planet, sending shockwaves through nearby fleets. The humans cheered quietly through comms, but their faces remained serious. Roland noticed one ship moving strangely, out of formation. He realized it was a trap set for the enemy. The humans had lured part of the fleet into a deadly crossfire. Energy cannons flared, tearing through enemy shields. Warships exploded in brilliant flashes of light. The vacuum of space filled with fire and debris. Then came the secret weapon, Gaia's Wrath, a Leviathan-class warship, emerging from cloaked bays like a giant rising from the depths. Its energy core glowed bright blue, and massive cannons pointed at the enemy. Every shot fired was precise, destroying ships faster than they could react. The enemy fleet faltered, unable to withstand the coordinated attack. The Valeri cheered from the Solaris, still cautious. Roland marveled at the humans' control. Their fleet moved like a living organism, every part supporting the other. The alliance between humans and Valeri was fragile, but effective. Together, they were stronger than anyone expected. Despite the victories, the battle was not over. Enemy reinforcements appeared from another sector. More ships, larger and more aggressive. The humans did not panic. Captain Marin gave calm orders: hold the line, protect the planet, and push them back. Roland could feel the tension. The battle was epic, a clash of species and wills. Every maneuver mattered. Every decision could change the outcome. The Valeri had learned something vital. Humans were not just survivors. They were warriors with a plan centuries in the making. As the battle raged, sparks flew across the sun. The Alliance fought together, pushing the enemy fleet back toward the edge of the system. Humanity's hidden strength was now visible, their determination unbreakable, their courage inspiring even the Valeri. By the end of the engagement, Earth remained safe, for now, but the cost was high. Ships destroyed, lives lost. The humans had shown their power, but the galaxy would not forget this display. Roland looked at the planet below, energy glowing under the cloak, thinking, they survived the impossible, and they will survive anything. Final battle and new beginning. The sky above Earth shimmered with energy as the enemy empire returned, larger and more ruthless than ever. Their fleets stretched across the stars, massive warships bristling with weapons, ready to crush humanity once and for all. Captain Marin stood on the command bridge, calm and determined. All units, focus fire on their flagships. Protect the planet at all costs. The humans and Valeri worked together, forming a massive alliance. The Solaris led a squadron of Valeri ships, dodging beams and blasts, while human warships fired with precision. Each move was calculated, each attack synchronized. The enemy fleet pressed harder, trying to break the line, but humanity's defenses were strong. Roland watched in awe as the humans deployed every secret weapon, including the Leviathan-class warship Gaia's Wrath. Its massive cannons glowed bright blue, firing energy beams that tore through enemy shields. Each strike shattered warships into pieces, sending debris spinning across space. Despite the destruction, the enemy continued to advance, determined to reach Earth. The humans held the line, showing no fear. Their courage inspired the Valeri, who fought fiercely alongside them. Captain Valen realized that the legends were true. Humans were not only survivors, they were unstoppable warriors. The battle reached its peak above Earth, explosions lighting the void, warships collided, shields flared, and energy beams tore through space. Roland's heart raced, knowing any mistake could destroy the planet. The humans coordinated every attack perfectly, luring enemy ships into traps and cutting their numbers steadily. Finally, Captain Marin gave the order. Gaia's Wrath, target their command fleet. Fire everything. The Leviathan's weapons glowed brighter than the stars themselves, unleashing a torrent of energy that tore through the enemy's leadership ships. The Empire faltered, its fleet scattered, and panic spread among the remaining forces. The humans pressed forward, destroying ship after ship, until the enemy empire finally retreated. Their retreat was chaotic, leaving wreckage and fire in every direction. Earth remained safe, but the cost was high. Many human and Valeri ships were lost, and the battlefield was scarred forever. Roland looked at the planet below, energy shimmering under the cloak. They did it, he whispered. They survived, and now the galaxy knows they are real. Captain Marin addressed the survivors, her voice steady. Earth is no longer a secret. We will stand together, protect our home, and prepare for whatever comes next. The Valeri slowly realized that humanity had changed everything. Their legends were true, but reality was far more powerful than any story. Humans had hidden, survived, and returned stronger than anyone imagined. The Solaris crew looked at the stars, wondering what new threats might appear. Then, from the far edge of the galaxy, a new signal appeared, ancient and mysterious. Unlike anything humans or Valeri had seen before, it pulsed with energy older than the oldest star, a reminder that the universe was vast and full of secrets. Captain Marin stared at the screen, her expression calm but curious. "This is only the beginning," she said. Roland felt a shiver run through him. The legends of old were alive, but new legends were being written. Humanity had returned to the galaxy, not as a myth, but as a power that could not be ignored. And as the first light of a new era spread across Earth, everyone knew that the real adventure was just beginning.